First, before I begin saying anything, please forgive my nails in this video. My nails look absolutely horrible. You will see that they are all chipped and just, it's just kind of funny because I feel like it's a direct reflection of my mental state, of what my mental state was when I recorded this video. I was not in a good space when I made this video, let me tell you guys. It was not good. My nails were chipped partly because my nail tech, the nail salon I used to go to, just didn't do a good job. I've never had acrylics chipped this badly. I remember they started chipping like literally, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days after I got them done, and I was so mad because I did not have the time or energy to go back and get them fixed. But in addition to that, they were also long overdue getting them redone, period, because my job, y'all, have been stressing me out so much, taking up so much of my time, making me so tired, and I was just like too fatigued, too upset, too depressed to even go get my nails redone. So not only were they chipping early and looking bad, you know, less than a week after I got them done, they were also overdue to be redone. So you can see they're also very grown out, and it's just kind of funny when I go back and look at this footage. I'm like, my nails are a direct reflection of my mental state. That's basically how I'm doing mentally. It's how my nails look. But anyway, I actually ended up quitting that job as of last Monday, April the 12th, or no, actually, my last day was April the 9th, and I quit on that following Monday because it was just, I was so depressed, you guys, and I remember just like looking at the clock and just dreading it, and I know we all do that on Sundays, you look at the clock, but I remember just all evening I kept just looking at the clock and just feeling this absolute dread in my stomach, and I'm like, I don't want to live my life like this. So I quit. What led up to that was I had a very, very toxic boss. She was very mean, and I know that, you know, that's just part of working in corporate America or having a job in general. Most bosses, or a lot of bosses, I'll say, are just very, you know, could be micromanagey or overbearing or what have you. But I had never encountered this level of, I'm just gonna say, narcissism before in the workplace, and I just cannot deal with it. Especially when I know I can make money from home. It's just, you're just less willing to put up with stuff. Now working from home, I also do freelancing on the side. Working from home is not as stable. That's why I went to that job. You know, you want more stability. Freelancing, you know, everything is up to you. You have to kind of bring in your own clients and all that stuff like that. It's a little bit stressful in its own right, and it's not always stable, but you know, you can always go back to that and be in the peace of your own home without somebody mistreating you or yelling at you or overloading you with work or having to work off the clock because you're just not given the tools and support to do what you need to do at the job. It's just hard to put up with things. So eventually I just got fed up. I was at that job only for 4 months, and it was so disappointing, y'all. When I got that job, I was so excited. I got to be creative. I got to, you know, use my creative abilities and make other people happy. I'm not going to go into too many details, for obvious reasons, privacy reasons, and other things, but I will say I worked with the senior community, and I got to use my artistic talents, my creativity to make their lives happier. And I'm just so disappointed that it turned out the way that it did. I thought I found my long-term career. I was planning to be with that company for a long time, but and it was great in the beginning. I had wonderful coworkers, but as time went on, it just got more and more toxic. My boss showed her true colors, and the whole team was just miserable and overloaded, and I just could not deal with it anymore. Like I said, aside from knowing I could make money from home, I also just felt like I just could not handle it. I'm a very sensitive person, and I get overwhelmed. I don't want to say easily. I can put up with a lot, but I don't know, for some reason this job, I've never walked off on a job, you guys. This is the first time I left a job without giving a 2 weeks notice, but you know, over the weekend and that following Sunday night and that Monday morning, I just knew in my gut and in my head I just could not go back. Like, I felt like I was going to go insane or have a breakdown if I went into that place one more day. I do feel bad about the short notice I gave them, but I don't know if you guys have ever felt that. Like, I just feel like physically I just could not. But on the plus side, it'll give me more time to work on my bracelets and make more videos for you guys, because I'll have more, you know, time to work on these in my free time when I'm free. Because when you do work from home, you're able to get more done. I can do my house chores a little bit more easily. I can record, you know, my videos when I'm having some downtime, and even most importantly, I have some quiet time to record. You know, when you have the house to yourself for a couple hours, you know, I can record my voiceovers like I'm doing now, and get that, ready faster for you guys. And also, I also have the energy. That was another thing, you guys. By the time we got to 4 months in, I was so tired. I was just coming home and going straight to bed. And that's not how I want to live my life, y'all. So Because it's very important. This channel is very important to me. I love sharing my creativity, my bracelets with you guys, and not having the energy to even work on my bracelets when I got home. That was like also the final straw for me, because this is my passion. I want to do this hopefully one day full time, and if some job is keeping me so unhappy and so tired that I can't, work on my videos, then that's also not cool. But anyway, that is what happened. So you'll probably see me around a lot more, which is a good thing for you guys. And I will do my best to make more content for you guys, and hopefully I'll get this bracelet shop open soon. I know I gotta get that done. I keep talking about it and not doing it. It's not for lack of trying, like you guys said. I mean, like you guys said, like I said, I've been stressed and busy with this job, so I actually have not had a chance to, or even the energy, to do it on my days off, because I was either working, doing extra work off the clock, unpaid, because the place was toxic, or I was just too tired. So now I can finally get the shop up and going, hopefully in the next couple weeks or so. But that is the current state of things. I'm doing much better now. It's now been, is it 1 week? Yeah, I'm about 1 or 2 weeks away from the job now. So I'm able to do these voiceovers for you guys and just get more content. So I'm very excited to share, make more bracelets and more voiceovers for you guys. And you'll be seeing me around a lot more often. So that is the silver lining and everything. All right, so let's get back to, or start talking about the actual bracelet process. I'm too busy telling you guys my trauma. But let's see, earlier in the video you saw me cutting up that bracelet. That was a bracelet I got a very, very long time ago in Helen, Georgia. It was a beautiful bracelet, and I love the colors in it. You saw what a beautiful bracelet it was. I just never wore it because, and I said this in my, I think, did I mention this in another video? I feel like I did. But it was a beautiful bracelet, but when I bought it, I didn't really take into account that it just really wasn't my style. It was kind of like that boho, I don't know what kind of style you would call that style. And even though it was gorgeous, I didn't have anything to wear it with. I think I wore it like one time in my whole, like 10 to 12, 15 years of owning that bracelet. That's how long ago I bought that bracelet, y'all. It was like, that bracelet was like 12, 15 years old. I got it a long time ago. I think I was a teenager when I bought that freaking thing. But I never used it, and as I got to making my bracelets, I remember that I had it. I'm like, you know what? I have that bracelet. I should go use the beads on that. It had seed beads on it. So that's when I cut that up and made it, used it for this owl bracelet. Isn't that color mix so gorgeous? I love the oranges and the blues and the reds. It's such a beautiful color combination. And I'm just so happy that I held onto that thing for as long as I did. I remember all the moves I went through and all the clean outs and spring cleanings I went through, but I still kept that freaking bracelet because it was just so pretty. I just didn't know what to do with it. Have you ever kept something that was pretty and that you really liked? You're like, I'm not going to use this, but I just want to keep it because it's so pretty. That's kind of what happened with that thing. But I'm so happy that I can finally use it for something now. So even though I probably paid I'm pretty sure I paid like freaking 20 bucks for that thing, y'all. So, but in the end, at least I finally got a use out of it, even if it's just for a bracelet. It's fine. It all came full circle. So I'm using that to make these owl bracelets. These are the beads I got from Michaels. Yep, I got these little owls from Michaels. They're really adorable little ceramic beads. They're so freaking cute. And I'm so happy that this is really neat that something I held on to for so long got to be able to be part of my current, bracelet making endeavor. So here I am. I picked out some red, specifically picked out some red beads to frame the owl. So I kind of wanted to give the owls a little bit more of a focal point within the color mix. So you'll see that I took the time to pick out some red beads to put on either side of it. And here I am making the rest of the bracelet. I just can't believe how well this color mix came together. That bracelet was for me, y'all. All those years ago, that bracelet was for me, just sitting and waiting to be used somehow. So here's the second. I think this is the third one. It's the third one I made. I'm not sure. I was too busy reliving my trauma with you guys. But let's see. I'm looking for some. What am I looking for? I think I'm looking for other beads to use with it because I was done with the owls at this point. I think I'd made 3 owl bracelets. So I'm kind of sitting in here hunting for what I want to, what bracelet I want to make next with the mix, or what'll look good with this mix. So I was just having so much fun with it. Looks like I got some white beads out. I actually don't remember what else I did. What did I do with the seed mix? I don't really remember what else I did. Let me see what else I made. Because I make so many bracelets, I forget what I did. Oh yeah, I ended up using these. I think I ended up using those little brown beads. Yep, I do remember what I did now that I'm looking at it. So I'm still just kind of looking to see what I want to do with it. I'm surprised I didn't make any with those white beads. Those white beads would look nice too with this mix. But ultimately, I decided on the brown beads, and I think I made a couple. I think I made a couple with some stars too. I forgot about the star bracelets. But here I am, picking out what stars I want. Got some oranges, got some blues, and some reds. It's such a beautiful fiery color mix, and I'm pretty sure I have some left over. Because there's no way I used all those seed beads. I'm sure I have some more, and I'll definitely make more bracelets with this mix in the future. There actually was a second bracelet. I'm not sure if it was in the video or not. This actually was a second bracelet, and it was brown. It was light blues and browns and golds. I didn't cut that one up for this video, obviously, because I'm using this color mix for my owls. But there's actually a second bracelet, and I will be making a video, you know, showing that seed mix and what I make with that. Because the mixes in those bracelets were just so gorgeous. Like I said, I'm so happy I finally got a use out of them. I think that was part of the reason why I held on to them for so long, because I spent a lot of money on them. Because if you guys have ever been to Helen, Georgia, it's a little I don't want to say tourist town. It's this little town, you know, based off of Germany, old-timey Germany, and they have, you know, have little shops, and they have chocolate shop and you know, jewelry shops, and just little, you know, artisan shops, and those bracelets were not cheap, y'all. So that's also probably why I held on to them. Oh my goodness, I cannot talk. Hold on. That's probably why I held on to them for so long, because I get my money's worth. But it looks like I did. I got some beautiful bracelets out of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys very, very, very soon. And thank you so much for being here.